Beta males marrying used up women over 30. Okay? I feel like I really need to do this coaching video, guys, because you guys who are finally at a place in your life where you're in your 30s, or maybe you're in your 40s now, and you're finally at a place where you are financially successful, your career is set, you know, you might have a home, you might finally have the cars that you want, and life is finally in order. The last thing you should do is go and save some used up hag over 30 who's now past her prime, who is trying to get married because now she's hit her epiphany. Because as I've told you guys, the day a woman turns 30, on her 30th birthday, she comes to this very frightening realization that she has just wasted away her entire 20s dating the bad boys, dating the alpha males, the jerks, the guys who never call her back. And now that she realizes that she never got anything out of that, going forward, she's going to be focusing on the beta males, all those guys that she used as an emotional tampon, all those guys that she ignored back then, all those guys that were invisible to her, basically you. And she's going to be looking at you like, yup, you're the one. Let's get married.
Separate the truth from the lies. Coming at you from underneath the Newton, Georgia, heavily chemtrailed, sun-simulated sky. You're about to receive a dose of the shock treatment. Those aren't just idle words, folks. It is sun-simulator. There's patents out there. I've already went through this with you guys, whether you believe it or not. And Germany was the first one to, in 2017, light it up. So there you go. And the geoengineering. So those are not just idle words for the intro. I didn't plan on doing a shock treatment, but I figured, you know, what the heck, this seems to be a recurrent theme over the last few days, and this is something that I've had talks with a friend of mine, Jay, I call it guy talk, talking about relationships, talking about women, and what the heck is going on out there, because it seems to be pretty crazy. Why do women go out with deadbeat losers? So this is, I think, a good shock treatment for a Friday night. I mean, date night, Saturday night, date night. It's something to ponder on and think about. And at the beginning, you saw M from 33 Secrets, his channel. He's a coach, coaches guys on how to pick up women. Obviously, I ain't following it. I don't do what he does. It's entertainment. It's actually tremendous insight. Because I'm not the only one, and other guys are not the only one that see things for how they are. I don't know what's going on in this generation. It seems like women like to go out with, deadbeat losers, especially like M was saying in it. They're in their 20s, they're romping it up, they're whooping it up, and what you see here is a girl, she thought that she was going to get a stud for her first date. This is what she wound up with. So it's different types of guys that are out there for her perspective, and things ain't always as they seem. She's finding that out the hard way when she meets them. Their voice might sound good over the phone, but then when she meets them, she's like, what the heck? Anyway, that's just what I say. What the heck? I mean, you got these women now. I mean, they're in their 20s, and I see them, and they have kids. They have not one kid, they have two kids. They're breaking up with the baby daddy. They get back with the baby daddy. Then they're going with someone else, and they're going with someone else, and so on and so forth and so on. And M was saying they wake up in their 30s, and now all of a sudden, after they had their fun, they wanna settle on down, huh? All my rowdy friends have settled down. They want to settle down, and they want to go for the guy that they passed up the whole time. The guy with the salary, the guy with the home, the guy that's got his act together. You know, before they were going after the the bad boy look, the gauged ears, the pants on the ground, the no job having, playing video games in the basement of mama's house, mom and daddy's house. They're going after that. And I don't know why, it doesn't make any sense. And they think they can reform them, and I do stress read, which is retarded. If the person you're with and you're not married to is not cutting it, get the hell out. What are you doing with it? You're not married to them, but that's what they do, these girls. They stick with them, and then when they finally wake up, they finally want to go after or want the security in their 30s or whatever, and they want to go for the guy that they passed up and ignored, treated like crap the whole time. Well, sorry, not sorry. It don't work that way. At least not for this guy, not for M, and it shouldn't work for you guys out there. All right? I know I had a friend Jay that did this. Went with a girl with a couple kids, and she was in the 30s, and didn't seem to work out. So why should you play cleanup? And this doesn't pertain to every girl out there, but there's some that do find themselves getting pregnant or in their 20s, and then they try to do the right thing. This is for the ones that just are whooping it up in their 20s and getting knocked up and continue to whoop it up and party and all that, and all of a sudden, when they get in their 30s, they want the good guy. And that kind of thing pisses me off, and it pisses a lot of guys off. So, I don't know who wrote this article, if it's a guy or girl. I don't think it really matters. It says, men are like dogs. If you give us an inch, we'll take a mile, but if you put us on a leash, we'll gnaw it off and go even more crazy. I'm not like that. This is the problem with this society. They want this kind of crazy guy that go out there, the one that keeps them guessing, the one that will lie to them. And I can name names. I have a friend that actually, I'm not going to say the bird, but I mean, many a tall tale, he BS'd the girls, and then they had to find out the hard way. All right? I don't do that. I'm not the guy sitting at the bar with the ball cap on, feeding you a line of BS. What you see is what you get. When you buy cold, I just had to say that. But the problem is they want a story told to them, they want lies told to them, and then they want from the guy that he isn't all that he seems. I don't know why they are attracted to what this article would say, deadbeat losers, but that seems to be more often the case than not. It's also a big syndrome of Beauty and the Beast. It's also, they go after the dad bod. When I say Beauty and the Beast, I've seen so many hideous guys with gorgeous girls, and it's unbelievable. And I'm not knocking just because it looks necessarily, but this doesn't go. It looks mismatched. You've heard of that. Mismatched. And it seems like, do they have so low self-esteem, these good-looking girls? I don't know. What I do know is something ain't right. And it is a 2 Timothy 3 generation. What's good is bad, is what's bad is good. So, and then it talks about there are countless posts online where women in their 30s complain about or women just complain about their deadbeat boyfriends. M was saying that he sees a lot of posts of women in their 30s saying that, they've sowed the wild oats in their 20s, now they're in their 30s or hit 30, they want to settle down. Now they want the guy that they've been brushing off. Now they want that guy will treat them right? Treat them right. That's BS, man. So M goes as far as to say they're damaged goods, which, I mean, I guess we're all damaged goods in some ways, but I don't look at it that from that perspective necessarily. It depends how they carry themselves. It depends if they have their act together or not. But I don't gravitate towards that, and unless the person was really stellar, really genuine. It's just that you can't find that these days. Very difficult. Now, while you're watching this girl try different guy, I guess go out on different dates with different guys, she's still with this guy. She thought he was going to be a Prince Charming or something like that, and he's not. And no more often than not, these girls go after the ones that they think are Prince Charming, turn out to not be Prince Charming, turn out to be a toad, and they stick with it. It doesn't make any sense. Meanwhile, they got good guys all around them, good-looking guys around them, a couple of them anyway, and they know who they are, and they just totally ignore them. It doesn't make any sense at all, unless they just don't feel worthy. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Or maybe it's just everything what's good is bad is good. But as you can see here, this is the girls complain about their boyfriend never paying any attention to them, never buying them anything, never taking them out on a date, and all they do is play games and living in the basement of their parents, living in their parents' basement. It's just like the people that stick with jobs that they hate. It's just like working at a job that you hate. Why do people do that? I know they need to work. I know that they need to work and have a job, but why not just look for another job that's better and quit that one? Why do they stick with it year after year? Settling for deadbeat losers like settling for a job you hate. There are way too many people who hate their jobs and keep on doing them just like There are too many women who settle for men who treat them poorly. Absolutely. Why is that? It doesn't make any sense, but that's what I see. Or they'll break up with them, go back with them, break up with them, go back with them, or they'll go to another deadbeat. One right after another. Unbelievable. Unbelievable what I see out there. It's insane. What is it about non-ideal situation which makes women keep carrying on or doing nothing to change? Keep carrying it on, doing nothing to change. If you hate your job, you see what it says right there, you see what I'm saying? With a nice severance check in hand. In other words, screw it. Get another job, get your severance, and leave. Why stick with it? Why be miserable? That's what these girls do, and they stay with it. It doesn't make any sense at all. My theory is that, this person's theory is that in the beginning, most women didn't know the guy was a loser. Well, okay, as soon as you found out he's a loser, either he changes or kick him to the curb. That's not what they do. They actually gravitate towards that. You didn't know he's a loser? How do you not know? Can you just take a look at him? Guy can't even complete a sentence. Pants on the ground. Come on, folks. Looking like something at a little 5 point? Little 5 points? Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. They think he's going to change and they think he was going to change his behavior, but they're sadly mistaken. He's going to be on his best behavior during the wooing process, right? The honeymoon phase of your dating. By the way, if you're dating and you start bickering and fighting and it just ain't working out, why do you stick with that? It makes no sense. You're not married to it, so get rid of it. Unbelievable. These girls, man, they keep chasing after the bad boys, what you going to do? They're really bad. They're losers. It might take a week or it might take many months, but until a consummation is made, guys can be very charming. By the time, in other words, once the woman gives up the goods, Prince Charming just left the building. By the time a woman hooks up with the guy, only afterward will she see his true colors. You'll see his true colors shining through. These girls ain't no better either. Don't kid yourself. I'm about to tell you a story. I know someone, I'm not going to name names, but he works at the gym I do, and he works at Chick-fil-A. And this girl who's 20 was engaged to this guy who was a mechanic for an airline, right? Good money, great job. What does she go and do? What does she go and do, folks? Drum roll, please. She cheats on him with a 17-year-old jailbird, tatted up jailbird. 17 years old, just sprung jail. Are you kidding me? She threw away a great future for that. But this is what you see. This is what's happening now. More and more and more. Another one I know named Justin was dating someone and got done dirty. And he's a good guy. So this is that's word out in the street. It's happening more and more. These are 2 stories I've heard in 2 days. And it doesn't make any sense. These are good guys that get treated like crap. All right? And I'm saying I'm not going to take it. I'm not. I'm very picky. I'm very choosy. I'm pretty choosy. And the main thing is I don't see the loyalty out there. I see insanity is what I see. I see girls going after absolute nonsense. And it makes no sense. These guys, you could tell they reek of loserness. You could tell. You're just looking at them, and then it comes to fruition as you watch it unfold. Whether, you bump into them a year later and ask them how things are, or online. You see it. You see what's happening, breaking up, and the girls complain. It makes no sense. And yet, time and again, there's a good guy lurking somewhere or around somewhere, and they turn a blind eye to that. What's wrong with the good guy? He can complete a sentence. He's intelligent. He's got his act together. He's good looking on top of it. But you go for absolute diarrhea. It makes no sense. These girls, and then they put up with it. They're constantly putting up with it. Then they'll complain about it. It's mind-boggling, man. These guys and they're losers. They'll either rob from these girls, and it's vice versa. These girls, a lot of these girls are no good too. Don't get me wrong, but this one's focusing on why do girls stay with freaking losers. It makes no sense. So her oh shit moment comes at a time when she's given everything to him. When she's finally tired, probably wakes up at 30 years old, and then she goes, "Oh, I should have went for the nice guy." After you sold your wild oats and stayed with a jackass and wasted years of your life. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. As we are generally all optimists, a woman believes she can salvage a relationship and change them. I've heard this so many times. I've heard it from my mom. I've heard it about my aunt, stuff like that. What are you trying to save? You're trying to reform and save. It's unbelievable, man. You're not even married to it. You're trying to fix it. It's like getting a broken clock or a broken car. You grab it. You want the broken car so you can fix it. What are you, a mechanic? Unbelievable, man. Unfortunately, no matter how hard she tries, she can't teach the gorilla how to put down the toilet seat, pay for dinner, etc., etc., and she throws her hands up. So what's in these girls' heads? They don't believe they're worthy. What did I tell you a little while ago? Self-esteem, right? Self-esteem. As I was saying, I'm always interrupted. It's like we're in an insane asylum. What's in their heads? What's in an insane asylum head, huh? What's in their heads? 'Cause this is crazy town. They don't believe they're worthy. What did I say earlier about the self-esteem? They don't believe they're worthy of anything else. The reason why they settle for someone sub-optional is because women and girls don't believe they deserve any better. I don't understand that. That's another thing. You could have a knockout of a girl. How could she not look at herself and think, damn, I'm good looking? I look at myself and I think that. I know I am. Alright? It's not that I'm not egotistical. I just know what looks good and what doesn't. And I do. And a lot of girls look great. How could you not have any self-worth? It doesn't make any sense. That alone, my looks alone, I know that I'm worthy. But you're also worthy because God created you. You should be worthy. You should have self-esteem. Why not? I don't get it. So they aim low. Low value girls, low value guys, as Em would say. That's right. Well, shakalaka, I'm telling you, just flat out. I'm a high value guy, and I look for a high value gal. Alright? Period. End of story. And they're not that much out there. It's dwindling. It's getting worse. 2 Timothy 3 generation. I told you this. They're afraid to be alone. That I don't get. What are you afraid to be alone for? I like to be alone a lot. I like my downtime. I like to be away from jackass people, because a lot of them are jackasses. Not everybody, but a lot. Afraid to be alone, so they just have to latch on to anything. Life isn't worth living if there's nobody special to share with. I get that. But, it's okay to be alone. All right? Even though the Bible does say it's not good for man to be alone. It does say that, but it's okay. It's all right. You can do it for a little while. I got confidence in you. But if you need someone, find a good guy. Find someone that'll treat you right. Find someone that freaking looks normal, if you could do that. That alone, unbelievable. They want to teach they think they can teach a dog how to speak. Well, there you go. There you go. The impossible. And they want to play, miracle worker. And they're afraid to get hurt. If we never try meeting other people, we will never get rejected. It's truly disheartening when someone else doesn't show you the same interest you've shown them. Guys get rejected left and right because for some reasons, society told us we always have to initiate. Yeah, I'm not initiating. All right, flat out, I've never did initiate. The reason why is I go against the grain. Why is it always the guy has to initiate? Why is that? We're the ones that have to play games. We have the ones that have to convince the girl to like us. We have to figure out ways to trick her into liking us. We're not good enough just as it stands.
Yeah, that was so many more.
Yeah, we truly do live in an insane asylum, so that's what you're going to look at for the next few minutes, right in the upper right-hand corner. Freaking insane asylum. Unbelievable. A story about one anyway. Unbelievable, because that's what all this is. It's insane. As far as initiating, I never was the one to initiate. I was growing up, I was always told the man has to initiate. The man has to do this, the man has to do that. Why do I have to do it? Why do I have to convince? Why does a guy have to convince a girl to like them? Does the girl not already inherently like them? I mean, if she likes him, she likes him. Why can't she show it? Why can't it be mutual? And then they start developing a relationship. When I met, she's turned out to be a freaking demon. But, when I met what turned out to be my ex-wife, when I met her, I found out she liked me. I don't even know if I knew, I can't remember if I ever seen her. I think I'd seen her once, when we worked at Chick-fil-A in Carrollton. But I didn't see her for a long time, for like a month. And I heard she liked me. So you know what? That was a sign right there. She was telling other people that she liked me, so that kind of was, that took all the guesswork out. I didn't need to, freaking devise a plan, which I wouldn't do anyway, because that's not me, it's not how I operate. I think it either should click together naturally, if both of you are attracted to each other, whatever, or it doesn't. I shouldn't have to convince or initiate all that shit. That's the way I see it. Maybe that's why I'm still single, because girls still want to. And nowadays, they might call you a creep, because all that crap that went down with, I don't remember, a couple years ago, where girls and women were claiming they were being sexually harassed over, and basically a lot of it was more bogus than anything else. So how can I trust it? I ain't doing it. It has to be mutual, And in ways that girls can let a guy know they like him, like paying attention to him, hanging out with him a little more. I don't know. Maybe talking to him, maybe answering the messages that they sent two months ago. They don't answer it. Stuff like that. I mean, if they like the person, they could always develop some kind of, even on a friendship level. And then from there it could go develop even further. In other words, let nature take its course. You shouldn't have to force the damn thing. I'm not. At all. At all. Alright? So, in the end, I guess the girl that wrote this, they're the losers themselves. This person said, I never thought about this until readers kept on mentioning that deadbeat women tend to go out with deadbeat men. Oh, case closed. There you go. So basically what we have out there is, because a lot of good guys, really good guys, are getting dumped by and done wrong by these girlfriends and wives, is that they're the losers. The girls are the losers, and that's why they go with losers. Ah, I get it. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense now. Birds of a feather flock together. And we have, I guess, no further questions, Your Honor, we have a lot of losers in society now because they pass up the good guy and they go for the bad guys. And in the end, they're the ones that get the raw deal. They're the ones that got knocked up, and the baby daddy, in the end, is nowhere to be found. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Then they want to turn 35 or 40 and finally wake up. Are you JK and Shakalaka? Get out of town with that mess. It's time to restart thinking this thing, folks. Girls, it's time to restart thinking this. Guys, you too. Alright? A guy shouldn't always have to initiate. If a girl likes a guy, show him. Let him know. Alright? Let him know in some form. If nothing else, just by paying attention to him. I don't know, subtle things, liking his post, leaving comments, messaging every once in a while. Stuff like that. Simple stuff, Alright? Or don't. At any rate, there you go. RFB got to show up. Shakalaka from Noonan. I'm out. I'll see you next time. It'll be a few days. It'll be a while on the shock treatment.